We all have heard about blockchains and bitcoins and cryptocurrencies in various contexts in the last few years. Some of us are still trying to figure out what it is and how it works. What is blockchain in simple terms? A blockchain is a method of storing data. Data is stored in blocks that are linked to the previous block. What does the block contain? Each block contains 1. A list of transactions. 2. A unique ID for all the data in the block called a hash. 3. A hash of the previous block's data. What does each of these items mean? Data in the block usually consists of transactions. A block can contain hundreds of transactions. Alice sending Bob $100 is an example of a transaction in a block. A hash is a unique combination of letters and numbers. It's like a fingerprint, an ID for the data in a block, and it is always unique to every block on the blockchain. When the data in a block changes, the hash will also change. Hence, in a transaction, if the amount being sent by Alice to Bob changes from $50 to $100, the hash of the block will completely change. A block also contains the hash of the previous block, hence forming a chain structure. Combining the above three together, this is what a blockchain will look like. Now, if a transaction in any block changes, the hash of the block will change. When the hash of the block changes, the next block will show a mismatch with the previous hash that was recorded by it. This gives blockchain the property of being tamper-resistant, as it becomes very easy to identify when data in a block has changed. Blockchain has one more property that makes it secure. A blockchain is not stored on one computer or server, which is usually the case with database at a bank. Instead, it is stored in a large network of computers called a peer-to-peer network. A computer on this network is called a node, and every node will have a copy of the blockchain. These independent and interconnected nodes, which verify transactions with the help of their computing power and then add them to the blockchain, are called miners. Every time a new block of transactions has to be added to this network, all members or nodes of the network must check and verify if all transactions in the block are valid. If all nodes in the network are in agreement that the transactions in a block are correct, then the new block will get added to every node's blockchain. This process is called consensus. Hence, any attacker who tries to tamper with the data on a blockchain must tamper with the data in most of the computers in the peer-to-peer network. This is how blockchains prove to be a secure method of storing data. Now, how do you make a transaction in a blockchain? Every computer software that uses a blockchain will give its users a public and a private key. These are again just like hashes. They are a random sequence of alphabets and numbers that are generated by the software itself. Every user has to keep their private key securely and not reveal it to anyone. The public key, on the other hand, can be revealed to everyone. Consider the example of a mailbox. The public key is your email ID, which everyone knows about and can send you messages. The private key, on the other hand, is like the password to that mailbox. Only you own it, and only you can read the messages inside. Both public and private keys have unique properties. The private key can be used to sign any message to create a digital signature. A digital signature is yet another sequence of characters and numbers. But there's a catch. All digital signatures can be verified using the corresponding public key. This means anyone who has a digital signature can verify whether a person truly signed the message using the signer's public key. These keys, combined with message signing to create digital signatures, can be called the cryptography in blockchains. Now, to summarize, 1. A blockchain is a method of storing data in blocks that are linked together in the form of a chain. 2. It relies on hashes and cryptography to secure the data inside a block. 3. This chain of blocks resides on all computers in a peer-to-peer network. 4. This network of computers uses consensus method to verify transactions in a block and include a block on the blockchain.